Hey everybody, welcome to I.P.C TV, where we challenge you to live with no limits. Welcome back to I.P.C TV.
Hey now.
We are so excited to have you once again. We just want to quickly drop in your spirit what I.P.C is all about and kind of quickly how it originated. It started with the women's and children's and women's ministry, or actually it was teen girls and women's ministry, where we wanted to just inspire, encourage women, and then we thought about reaching more people, and what better way to do it than through our YouTube channel.
Yes.
So we are just excited. We are hearing your feedback. We answer all the inbox messages, and we just love you, and we thank you for your support.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Yes.
And today's show is going to be a little different. We're having a candid conversation between us, and you'll get to hear our heart on a specific topic. And this is something that you generally will not hear, but we're going to talk about it, and we're going to open up some doors and things that you might not hear this everywhere, but you're going to hear our heart on today. And this is something that's very dear to me. I look at the news every day, and we see this on the news. We hear about it, but you never hear about it. Nobody never talks about it. It's like it's taboo. We want to tell the women to put your kids first. When you're dating and single and in a relationship, it is your duty to put your child first.
Yes.
And how we kind of titled it a little bit, what we say?
Ladies, put your babies first.
Ladies, put your babies
Yeah,
first.
that's good. So what I'm going to do is put this down, because one of our members said, hey, can you just freestyle? So this is for you. You know who you are. So I'm putting this down, and I'm just going to speak from the heart. Okay.
So one of the first things, last week on TV, on the news actually, a young lady, child got killed by her boyfriend when she was not at home. He was beating the baby, and they found cigarette burns all on his body, all on his back. So, you know, this had been going on for a long time. He's been getting beaten, abused for a long time. And you know that woman knew that girl, that she knew that her child was getting beat. But she chose to overlook that. And now the child is gone, she's in jail, and he's in jail. And this was just last week on the news. There's hundreds of cases that I researched on the internet, and this really just stuck out to me, and it broke my heart, because my kids are everything to me, and God gave them to me to protect, to provide, and to raise to the best of my ability. And I want to talk to you women that are in a place where you feel like you need to have a man in your life. You need to have somebody there. You're lonely. Yes, I am married. However, my children are my responsibility. They are my responsibility, and I need to make sure that their well-being is they're well in everything that they're doing.
Yes.
And so, did you guys have anything to add to this right now before I keep going on? Because this is my heart. It breaks my heart to see the kids on TV.
Yeah.
And I've been told, talking to young girls, they go to their mothers, say like if something's going on, and a stepfather or a boyfriend is in their life, and they say that they don't like that person, it's a reason why. We need to research it.
Yes,
We need to, what's going on with this man? Why is my daughter not comfortable around him? Why is my son not comfortable around him? Why does he freeze up every time this man comes into the room? What's going on?
That's good.
You know your child. You should always know your kids, and know if they feel uncomfortable, it's something going on. You need to be questioning something.
Absolutely.
You should always be in tune with your kids instead of trying to worry about pleasing a man. Because a good man is going to want to see a good woman taking care of their kids.
That's right.
Yes, if they are a good man.
If they are a good
and
man.
mature enough to see that this is what a man. But unfortunately, a lot of men lack their fathers, having their fathers. So what was going through my head was getting to the root.
I was just getting ready
You know,
to
you have to get to the root of the situation.
Yeah.
You know, of course the kids suffer, but what is the root? Why is it a gap? Why are the men coming before the children all the time? You know, what are some of the gaps that you think are out there?
Well, maybe like our daughter,
it takes me back to our first episode, the fatherless daughters you know, like she said, getting to the root is important, like Rhonda spoke on. Why is it so important for you to have this man? Why do you desperately need the man there in order for you to feel whole? So bad to the point to where you're willing to let your children be abused, neglected, and hurt just to keep a man. So it does take me back to that fatherless daughter's mindset, the fear of abandonment, the fear of neglect that a little girl may have experienced, and now that she finally has that male figure, she won't let him go, no matter what. And it is heartbreaking. You know, we're all mothers, so, you know, this subject is very near and dear to our hearts. You know, unfortunately, we have many cases like this that you see all over the news constantly, with children being hurt by men who have not fathered them, and by women that most of the time are not even married to these men that are killing and hurting their children. So ladies, you know, this show is for you to really just kind of have a reality check if you find yourself in a similar situation. Not necessarily saying, you know, you may be in a relationship that, you know, the guy is hurting your children. We know that that's not always the case, but we just want you guys to be aware of how important it is to make sure that your children are always your first priority. The man comes second. The babies should always come first, period. Their safety should mean everything to you.
Their safety, their well-being, make sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, and one thing that really saddens me, I remember growing up, and I used to go to, we're in St. Louis, Missouri, and we used to go to these Normandy Christmas games and the Christmas tournaments and stuff like that. And I brought that up because when they used to be packed with parents and everything in the audience. And I was looking at a recap on the news, and they went to all the different schools in our areas, and they were showing the audience. And unfortunately, in most of our communities and most of our schools, the audience had maybe 50 people in them. And then when you go to the other side of town, they are filled, no seating rooms. We need to support our kids in everything they do. We want to blame the teachers, but you know your child. You should know, you should be involved in schools.
Yes.
You should be in their school. You should know who their friends are. These kids are now feeding themselves, taking care of themselves, and then they got to worry about a man being placed in front of them.
And then, you know what, just to be honest, that mother has to learn to love herself.
That's where it
you're
starts.
right.
Because if you don't love yourself, you just will allow all these things to happen. And we can go on and on about the issues, but what are you going to do? If you're out there and you're looking at this video and you feel like deep down inside, and you probably haven't shared it with anybody, but you have to have a man, what are you going to do? It's 2014. What are you going to do? Are you going to start loving yourself more? Are you going to start, like Rhonda said, doing more with your kids? Go outside with your kids. All this technology, they be in the house all day. Cartoons can't teach them about life.
That's true.
So
Very
we
true.
just have a passion about that. And what happens is, if you don't love your kids now, either one, they're going to come up dead, the example she gave, or they're going to live with this till they're 30 and 40 years old. They're going to be bitter, sad, confused, have men issues. So you need to change it today.
Yes.
You need to do something today. No more excuses. Yes, out of the three, I'm the one with zero patience. Now, I love to inspire, but I'm going to always tell you, you have to do the work.
Yes. And like she said, it starts with you. But and then a lot of women think that they need a man to make them whole. Go ahead and touch on it, because I know that's one of you. A man can make me whole. Ooh, wait a minute, what's that movie, Jerry? That one movie, You Complete Me.
No. You walk in there complete.
Say that.
I say you walk in there.
Won't he do it? Won't he do it?
And when you walk in there complete, he's supposed to be the complement to your completeness.
Addition.
I just said something.
Addition.
I just said something right there. I didn't even write that down.
Yes, very true. But you know what? The signs a lot of the times are always there, and a lot of women choose to ignore them.
Yes.
Number one, if the man is not treating you right,
Come on now.
believe when you leave and that child gets on his nerves, he he going upside his head.
Yes.
Either he's going upside his head, he's mistreating them, neglecting. I've heard cases of children being locked in closets, locked in rooms. I mean, all types of things.
We have to do better.
So if you know that you're not being treated right, how dare you trust this man with something so precious to you?
That's good.
Period.
Yes.
The signs are always there. Pay attention. No relationship will be perfect, but if he's controlling, possessive, mean, nasty, manipulative, controlling over you, that's a red flag, and he is not to be trusted with a child.
And I know I may be veering off a little bit, but why are you with this man?
Exactly.
To pay some bills? I've been there. I've been a single mother.
He ain't paying no bills.
See, he playing the Xbox. That's what he doing all
Yeah, the electricity for the Xbox turned on. But really, you have to really go back to yourself. And you have to make a plan for yourself. Do you want to survive with this mess, or can you do it alone? Because you can do it alone.
You can, yes, you can.
I did it alone. I was 19, had a baby. I went to college. I did it. I pushed myself and I did it. It's no excuses. You have to do the work. You can do better. Don't depend on no man to pay your bills and your car note.
Come on now.
That's if you pick depending on a man to pay for you. That's not called a mother.
What's it called?
You can't say it. It's PG. If you're trying to get something for somebody, it's a family. But if you're trying to get a rent, bills, and all of that, you can't do it for yourself. That's not a mother.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it
at that. But one thing, Tina, what you said is that you had a child at 19, but you found a wonderful husband to accept the whole package.
And that was 10 years later, mind you.
10 years later.
So the hustle was real.
Come on.
But I hustled. I did it. I had goals. I put God in my life. Man, if you don't have God in your life, men and everything else gonna come in and consume your life.
Period.
You have to put God first.
And that's gonna bring us to our next topic and our next show. We're gonna talk about when you do find that special man, what order in the house should that go?
Yes.
When you find that husband, that good man, that good husband, then where your kids come in. What's the play?
Well, I know I'm mad, so I'll be fine with
so
that's a good subject.
Yeah, that's a good subject. So once you find a husband and you find that good thing, now you're married. Now what?
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for part 2.
Bye. We love you.
No moves, just movements.